I'd like to call this meeting of Zion City Council to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Taylor, Commissioner McKinney,
Here.
Commissioner McDeteen,
Here.
Commissioner McDowell,
Here.
Mayor Hill.
Here. Pastor Logan.
May we bow our heads in prayer. As public servants, I pray in the name of Jesus that our hearts will be knit together. It's in your word that wisdom is the principal thing, and that in all of our getting understanding. I pray that that the wisdom of God would come upon this council, and that this wisdom of God would direct every decision, and that the wisdom of God would be the factor in bringing unity and healing and development to this community. I pray for unity, unity of decisions, unity of heart. I pray that you would continue to knit this community together. And Father, in the name of Jesus, let love be the foundation. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item number 4 on the agenda is agenda changes.
Yes, we're going to remove 8A from the agenda this evening.
Item 8A is deleted. And are we deleting item 12?
12 and 13?
No, we do want to adjourn.
13 is the, unless I have an updated one.
I do insist on going home.
I have consider approval of proposed budget reductions for 16, 17, 13. Is that
The agenda changed after the department head meeting.
Oh, I don't have a copy of the agenda changed.
No, what you have is correct.
That it would just be 12 and we can adjourn at some point?
Okay. Is there a motion to delete item 8A and item 12?
Why are we deleting 12?
I believe we don't have a contract.
We don't have a final contract for written up, drafted to actually sign and approve.
Okay, well, we have an agreement, we just
Correct.
don't have the verbiage in the contract. Okay,
Council can't take action on an agreement that we don't have for review, but yeah,
okay.
you're correct.
Is there a motion?
So
We have a motion and a second. For discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McKinney,
Aye.
Commissioner DeTeen,
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell,
Aye.
Mayor Hill.
Aye. Item number 5 is citizen comments. The first is Lisa Isaacs, Zion.
Evening, Mr. Mayor, council
Evening.
members. How are you?
Great.
I'm here to invite you all. I don't know if you've seen the flyer hanging around town. Amanda Jarrett, a lifetime member of Zion, ZBTHS graduate, Miss Zion, the year she was a senior in high school, was diagnosed with a very aggressive form of ovarian cancer. She was sick, and within a month, she was on aggressive chemotherapy. Having a fundraiser. Cancer is a very expensive disease to have. You can't work, you're very sick, and you can't pay your bills. And even with affordable health care, there are always needs that can't be met. Saturday, I'd like to invite everybody in the room, every council member over at the Inn at Market Square. There'll be a fundraiser. You can buy a ticket and attend. You can buy a ticket and just donate your funds. But anything to help her. Amanda's married. She has a very young son, 3 years old. She's one of our own. And just the show of support would mean a lot to Amanda and her mother. Her mother is Lisa Jarrett, the manager at Culver's.
What time is it?
It's from 6 to 10:30 p.m. I can leave this rain-soaked flyer if you would like.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Next on citizens' comments is Clyde McLemore from Zion.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. This is the second day of the month, Black History Month. Black History Month was created in 1926 in the United States when the historian Carter G. Wilson and the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History announced that the second week of February to be Negro History Week. In 1976, every U.S. president officially designated the month of February as the month of Black History Month. Other countries around the world, including Canada and the United Kingdom, also devote a month of celebrating Black history. I want to wish all of you a happy Black History Month. I am here tonight to give praise and thanks to the citizens of Zion for helping me bring a dream come true. I had this vision. Well, I'm in chair of Black Lives Matter in Lake County, and I was on a conference call, and the conference call was that they was taking a truck of, sorry about that, should have cut it off. They was taking a truck of water to Flint, Michigan, because of the crisis that's going on in Flint, Michigan. Well, I went up there, well, they sent the truck, and then when they got there, they was donating it to Red Cross, and Red Cross wouldn't give out the water. So me being who I am, I said, well, we can do it here. So I asked everybody for a case of water. I called Mr. Tommy Henderson, and I said, hey, Tom, I need a case of water from you. Tom said, Clyde, I ain't really got no money. I said, man, I need one case of water from you. And they on sale at Jewel's for $1.99. Tom brought me 240 cases of water to take to Flint, Michigan. This dream was for 500 cases. Brother Blanks opened up his business to be a drop-off point for water. We decided to take 500 cases of water there. We wound up taking 2 cargo vans with 1,000 cases and 50 gallons of baby water. But I do want to tell y'all that Flint, Michigan is in a crisis. 60%, it's 100,000 citizens there, 66% Afro-Americans, the rest are other races. But it ain't about races, this is about water. This is the freest country in the world. Water is one of the essentials. These people can't take showers. They're giving them these here to, this is supposed to be a filter to take away the lead out of your water. Lead is not supposed to be in water, so there's not a filter that can do it. So these people been taking showers under understanding that this lead is going to be taken out, and this has been going on so long, and now the hospitals are coming up with rashes, babies being born. I talked to 5 families. I'm going to be through in just 1 minute. That's why I asked to be on the agenda. Babies are being born, not breathing. Not breathing. The doctors have to bring them back to life. Thank God, Pastor Logan, way to go. Thank God, no, we haven't had a casualty yet, but it is bad up there. And I'm doing some researches on filters, and I just want to say I am proud to be a Zionite. I thank y'all. I couldn't believe 4 days that we could do what we did. But Zion came together, even those that don't like me. And I got to say this here, I'm shut up. I called the mayor to apologize because I ran out of here to go to another meeting. I didn't just run out of here last council meeting. I had another meeting to go to. I called him, apologize. Whether we don't see eye to eye, I have to respect his position. Just like he had to respect mine. So as a man, see, I'm a man first. Then I'm all the other things. I had to call that man and apologize to him personally. And he accepted my call, and we talked. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Next is Mr. Blanks. Dan?
Yes. Greetings, Mayor, council members. If I can just expound a little bit upon what Mr. McLemore was stating as far as it being Black History Month, and just to add to that, a Black Egyptian by the name of Imhotep was the first multi-genius of a man. He was the world's first architect, first physician, and first engineer. He built Egypt's first pyramid and is the architect of the Step Pyramid, considered one of the most brilliant architect wonders of the ancient world. He is also recognized as a priest, sage, poet, scribe, astrologer, and grand visor to King Zoser, and that is Imhotep. Okay, and so I just wanted to add that as a little known Black history fact. But to get to the point of why I'm here, first and foremost, I want to commend your citizen of Zion, Illinois, Mr. Clyde McLemore, for taking the reins of leadership and to getting the water over to the people over in Flint, Michigan. So I commend you on that. And also I commend the citizens of Zion who also contributed to that worthy and needed cause. But also I'm here as a follow-up. I think I came before this council maybe, it was during the time shortly after the young man, Justice Howell, was shot and killed. And I appealed to you all on the issue concerning body cameras. And the previous mayor had assured me that you all was moving in the direction to secure body cameras for the officers, and I know that the city of Waukegan have moved forward and taken that initiative, and I just want to follow up here to try to find out what is the status of that, since the mayor did assure that you guys are moving in that direction, and perhaps, you know, someone can expound on it and let me know something.
I'll give it a shot. And, if I misspeak, I would ask that the commissioner or the police chief correct me. We have spent some time investigating the most effective body cameras out there. Our issue right now, and I know I hope you don't roll your eyes at me when I say this, but our issue right now is costs. We're in the process of, probably at the next city council meeting, we'll be announcing tremendous cuts in the city budget, and right now we can't afford them.
Okay.
And like I say, I hope you don't roll your eyes at me because it's important, and I particularly think that they protect both the police and the anybody that has a complaint against the police.
Most
I think that they're good, but right now, as I'm sitting here, we can't afford them.
Okay. Perhaps you might consider checking with Springfield, because my
Yeah.
understanding is that they're providing some support and funding in that area for body cameras. So that might be an option that you all might want to check into to see what type of funding.
Expand a little bit on it, Mayor.
Say
Right
again.
now, the grant funding, we still haven't decided how that's going to be distributed and worked out. So we're waiting for that process to take place for the grant funding.
Yes, from
That-
Springfield. you mean?
Yeah.
That's the only way we would be able to get them in the immediate future, is with a grant and from funding from outside the city.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the fact that you guys are considering it.
Yes, we are.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 6 on the agenda is the consent agenda. Clerk, please read the consent agenda.
Approval of minutes of a regular meeting held on January 19th, 2016 at 7 p.m. And approval but not release of closed session minutes of a meeting held on January 19th, 2016 at 7:37 p.m. Bills, vouchers 122719 through 122797, drawn on First Merit Bank for a total of $723,919.29.
Move that we approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion and a second. Is there discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McKinney?
Aye.
Commissioner Deteen?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor Hill?
Aye. Item number 7. Item number 7 is consider passing a resolution as follows. 7A is adopting the annual 1,000-hour standard for IMRF participation per Mayor Hill. Presently, anybody that works 600 hours or over is required to become enrolled in IMRF, and they have 4%?
4.5.
4.5% of their pay deducted from their paycheck, and it's given to the, IMRF is the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund. 4.5% of their pay is deducted and sent to the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund. The city matches what is our match?
It changes annually, but it's about 11%.
Ours is 11% of their pay goes to the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund. What we're doing is raising the point with which we are required to enroll someone in IMRF from 600 hours a year to 1,000 hours a year. Anybody that works here full-time obviously is going to be covered by Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund. This will obviously only affect people who are part-time workers. And it's been my experience, both at the place that I worked before I was involved with the city, and at the city, that the part-time people don't want to be in IMRF because we just deduct money from their paycheck, and they don't get it until they quit working for the municipality that they're working for, and then they can get it all in a lump sum, and they don't keep it for their retirement. It just doesn't work that way. So, so what we're doing is hopefully this would help those part-time employees that don't want to be in IMRF, and it will also save the city, I was talking about cuts before, 11% of our contribution on any part-time employees that work for the city. So it would save us money, and I think it would make anybody that's been out here as a part-time worker in IMRF, Mr. Handyside shaking his head, that. So what we're going to do is there's a resolution, and I'll read the resolution. It says, whereas Section 7-137 of the Illinois Pension Code provides that effective August 12, 2011, non-school employers in the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund may elect to exclude from participation in the fund persons in positions normally requiring performance of duty for less than 1,000 hours per year. And whereas the exclusion may be applicable only to persons first employed in positions under the fund after the adoption of this resolution. In other words, anybody that has worked prior for the city prior to this that's in IMRF at 600 hours or over 600 hours, they will still be in. This is for any employees that are being hired from this date forward. Whereas the Zion City Council is authorized by Section 7-13 of the Illinois Pension Code to adopt such exclusion, and it is desirable that it do so. Be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Zion does hereby elect to exclude from participation in the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund all officials and employees in positions normally requiring performance of duty for less than 1,000 hours per year. Be it further resolved that this exclusion shall apply only to officials and employees who first occupy office or positions under the fund after adoption of this resolution. Be it further resolved that the city clerk is authorized and directed to file a duly certified copy of this resolution with the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund. There was a reference in here to all officials and employees, and I think it's safe to say that we don't have any officials participating in the IMRF, elected officials, do we? I don't think any of our elected officials presently are participating in IMRF, so it's not like there's anything going on up here. I think there was previously, but not now. So, and that's the resolution. Is there a motion? You have a motion?
Second.
And a second. Is there discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McKinney?
Aye.
Commissioner Deteen?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor Hill?
Aye. Item number 8 is discussion authorization and approval. 8A was deleted. 8B is discussion regarding municipal electrical aggregation program per Clerk Burkhammer.
As you will recall, in November of 2015, the council approved an extension of the negotiation window for Constellation Energy, which is the city's municipal aggregation supplier, to allow them ample time to gather and interpret data in preparation for a discussion with the city regarding any potential price impact there may be for the city. It was anticipated that there would be a capacity performance pricing adjustment, which amounted to an increase. On January 21 of 2016, a letter was received from Constellation notifying the City of Zion that after reviewing the situation, Constellation has now decided that they will not be passing through the increased charge. Constellation stated that they would be absorbing this new charge and will continue to serve the city's aggregation at its current rate of 0.665 cents per kilowatt hour. This doesn't require any action on your part, just information.
Okay. Is there discussion? All right. Item 8C is consider quote from Deegan and Associates for environmental engineering consulting services for semi-annual groundwater analysis, landfill inspection, and quarterly reporting for requirements of Zion's IEPA closed landfill permits per Director Colangelo.
Thank you, Your Honor. In your package is a quote from our environmental consultant for engineering services for our closed landfill, semi-annual groundwater analysis, inspection, and quarterly reporting to the IEPA is required as part of our post-closure permit. Staff requests and recommends approval of the quote of these services from Deegan and Associates of Libertyville, Illinois, in the amount of $44,250. This also includes repairs to 5 gas monitoring probes. This contract is for the next fiscal year and will be budgeted item in the waste fund.
Is there a motion?
It's a requirement.
Is there a motion? All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McKinney?
Aye.
Commissioner Deteen?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
I guess it's a requirement, so aye.
Mayor Hill?
Aye. As long as Director Colangelo was speaking, I want to, in connection with what Mr. McLemore and Mr. Banks was talking about with Flint, Michigan, after seeing all that, it entered my mind, is it possible that this type of thing could happen in Zion? And I called Director Colangelo and asked him that question, and Director, could you report what?
Yeah, no. What happened over in Flint, Michigan is they changed their water source, and when they changed their water source from Lake Michigan water, they went to the Flint River, and it's more turbid and it's got more corrosiveness in it. Just so everyone knows, the majority of any type of lead contamination comes from a service between the distribution line and the house. And what happens is if the pH levels are not monitored properly, the alkalinity of the water, that's what will eat away at the solder or a lead joint or a service, which causes the issue which happened in Flint. I spoke with the Lake County Water District, and they do monthly and quarterly monitoring down there as well. The check for pH levels. City of Zion, we do twice a month biological sampling for bacteria, and also we are in year 2 of our 3-year compliance with the IEPA for lead and copper sampling. And what those are done at individual homes. Years past, when the system started, like most towns, it's like 30 homes, and residents who questioned whether or not they had a lead service or solder in their pipes and everything were tested. And if it was confirmed that you had lead presence in your household plumbing or in your service, if they wanted to be on the list, they would put on a list for sampling. If you pass all your samplings, then it's another 3-year cycle before you have to resample again. So right now we're in year 2. The last time we did a round was in 2014, and these are all set by the IEPA. Very unfortunate what happened over there, but the likelihood of it happening here is very, very small.
Plus, we don't have no factories that don't water into our water system, don't lead into our water system.
Okay, thank you. Item 8D, tabulation of bids, surplus police vehicles per Chief Dumian.
Thank you, Mayor. On January 26, 2016, bids were opened for the sale of surplus police vehicles and seized vehicles. 2 bids were received for a 2008 Crown Vic 4-door. The bid was $300 with a minimum bid of $700 set. The second vehicle, 2003 Ford Crown Vic 4-door. We received a bid of $400 with a minimum bid of $700. I recommend that the City Council, 1, reject the bids as they did not meet the minimum bid requirements. 2, consider advertising for bids again in the spring. And 3, consider reducing the minimum bids.
Is there a motion?
I move that we accept the chief's recommendation of rejecting these bids and let him decide what he wants to do with numbers 2 or 3 in terms of the sale of these vehicles.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McKinney?
Aye.
Commissioner Deteen?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor Hill?
Aye. Item 9 is departmental commentary. Director Ianson?
Thank you, Mayor. Advanced Disposal, a couple weeks ago, sent out notices to change the route date for residents who receive service on Wednesdays. Starting actually tomorrow, February 3rd, will be the final pickup on Wednesday. Starting next week, on Tuesday, February 9th, will be their new service day. So they're changing from Wednesday to Tuesday.
Everybody who had their garbage picked up on Wednesday?
That's the way I'm reading this notice, yes.
Why did I think it was only half of them?
They didn't break it down in this notice that I received. I was under the impression they were changing the Wednesday to Tuesday.
Okay, are they notifying,
They've sent all the notices out to the residents, yes.
and that's their responsibility?
That
or
is
ours?
correct.
Okay.
They have done that.
Okay, I've got a announcement, and I guess I'm looking for perhaps some consensus and direction from the City Council. Commissioner McDowell, I almost forgot your name. Commissioner McDowell has, for a couple of years, has set up a subcommittee of taxing body representatives looking at ways that we can reduce taxes and keep taxes low in the community. We have one of the items that we're actively pursuing at this point, and you've heard this before, is the spent fuel rods on Lake Michigan, and we are working in collaboration with all the taxing bodies, and it may cost the city some money. Right now, we're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,000, but if this goes as we hope it goes, it's going to cost us some more money because there would be a greater reward at the end. But I guess at this point, I am looking for consensus that Commissioner McDowell and myself are both, and Director Nabel are all 3 active on this committee, and I'm looking for direction and consensus to say, okay, you're okay spending $1,000. I think we have it in a budget line item somewhere. But if it gets larger than that, we will certainly come back and present what we think that amount will be at a future date.
Mayor Hill, I think you should say what the potential, or what we're asking for as well.
Okay, I'm not sure I want to do that yet. I'm not sure I want to get the cart out in front of the horse here. I don't want people thinking that we're actually going to get that, and I know rumors can fly crazy, and this is going to be a long process. This is going to be a couple of years that we're looking at. There's 2.2 million pounds of nuclear spent fuel rod down there right now, and so we are going to be looking to work closely together with our other taxing bodies. But I just wanted to make you aware that in the short term, it can cost us the.
I think we can say, though, that the federal government has collected from us, the taxpayers, from our electric bills, an amount of money set aside for the storage of nuclear waste. And that fund is massive, and we're seeking some of that funding because we are storing nuclear waste at our lakefront. You can say that.
We can say that, yep. Can I get a yes, no?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Item number 10 is announcements. February 16th, 6:30 PM is Zion Township Board meeting. February 16th at 7 PM is the Zion City Council meeting. March 1st at 7 PM is the Zion City Council meeting. And for someone who may not have heard this at the beginning, there is a fundraiser, cancer fundraiser, February 6th from 6 to 10:30 PM at Culver's and Market Square. Okay, it's just at Market Square. There are $25 tickets. There'll be line dancing, a dinner buffet, silent auctions, and some raffles. So that's also an announcement. Item number 11 is a closed session pursuant to 5 Illinois statutes 120/2, open meetings for the discussion of collective bargaining, personnel, and pending litigation. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
A motion
Second.
and a second. Clerk, is there discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McKinney?
Aye.
Commissioner Deteen?
Aye.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Mayor Hill?
Aye.